Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Unemployed to Unstoppable, the series where we start Unemployed, European Open for a huge number of clubs, no coaching badges, and we look to see if we can forge a career somewhere across the globe on FM24 with the ultimate goal of kind of getting back to the Premier League, maybe winning a Premier League title and doing something in Europe as well. So far we're on our first club with Budafok in our second season. We're about halfway through that second season and we're doing alright. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, please hit a thumbs up on the video and subscribe so we can help the channel grow. And without further ado, I will get into what's in this episode. And welcome back. So since you were last with us, where we had the 6-1 cup win against Gardner and the Budafok 2-2 draw, where we had an equaliser just after the 88th minute. It was a bit heartbreaking. We went 2-1 up with 2 minutes to go and we managed to come away with a 2-2 draw, which wasn't ideal. Since you were last with us, we beat BFZ 2-1. Adam Pinter and Bankstar again with a late goal. A bit of a theme really. Szeged we managed to beat at home 3-2. Horvath, Simmer and then Zoretto with another fairly late goal. We managed to squeeze past Moore 1-0 with a goal from Oliver Horvath. And then unfortunately we got a draw against Honved, which isn't too bad considering how high up they are in the league and where they're expected to finish. And then we had a loss against Medzkevest. 2-0 away, and unfortunately we got dumped out the cup 4-3 by Szeged. And again, what's more unfortunate about that is, as you can see on the right hand side, is Bankstar got 4 goals for them, whereas we'd scored 3 pretty good goals, but Bankstar was just absolutely fantastic that game and put us to the sword. Worryingly, we've not really been scoring that many goals in the last 6 games, and within them last 6 games since you were last with us, David Kovac's kind of gone off the boil and he's not scored any. So hopefully today we can get him back on the scoring trail. In terms of the squad and the players, it's pretty much the same since you were last with us. Same kind of standard format. We've had a little bit of issues with Mario Nemeth. He's been asking for a bit more game time. Unfortunately, I can't really squeeze him into the team with the tactics we've got at the minute. Zabo, his loan contract was coming in saying he wasn't playing enough games. Again, it's really difficult to squeeze him in with some of the form of the players we've got, because I think our standout player really in the current term is Oliver Horvath. He's been scoring some goals from that left hand side, so much so that he's actually forced Zach Mari into a substitute role, which was the inside forward we brought in the summer. So he's been playing really well. The other bit we've been struggling on really is the under 20 players, and I know I brought some in the summer and we got Roland Bajda there. He's not really been too much in terms of first team exposure, but we might have to just to rotate some of the players around. My ultimate long-term goal is to get Tamas Bozo, the left back who came through the youth system, into that first team. It's probably too early for him now at 16 and his stats haven't really developed, but the earlier we can get him introduced to the first team as that under 20 player, the better it'll be for us in the long term, because Martin Kern, who's easily our standout best player, he's played nearly every game. When he doesn't play, we're not as good, and he's been tiring in recent games. We've been having to rest him, which has probably added to the kind of demise in form we've got. In terms of games played then this season, we're about halfway through. I think 15's halfway, so this is going to take us past that threshold. We're not doing too bad. We were predicted to finish 6th in the league, so we're a little bit higher than that. We have had some great results. We've had a couple where we've just faded off slightly as well, and we will see if we can get back on. So today's episode, we've got a home game against Bank, nice one that's easy to pronounce for me for today, and then Ajka at home as well. So 2 home games. Hopefully we can pick up 6 points. Hopefully we can get Kovac scoring again and push ourselves up the table. And stick with us throughout, because hopefully when we get to the end of the season we'll be able to secure a promotion, and it may or may not be too soon to look at what the next job opportunity might be, but we'll have been here for 2 seasons. We'll have developed a little bit of reputation. We have picked up 1 coaching badge along the way, and it's just about seeing what opportunities come on the horizon. There is always the chance we might stay on for a few more seasons. We'll let it decide as and when offers come in. I'm probably not going to apply for anything. We'll just see what happens. But if any of them do come in, I will put them within the video, and we can have a bit of a conflab on whether we should or shouldn't take it. But other than that, let's get through to the games. I'll set up for the first match against Bank. Stick with us, stay tuned, and I'll see you again very shortly. Welcome back for the home game against Bank. Starting lineup for today then is Gundel Takacs in goals, as always. He's pretty standard. He's not picked up too many injuries since the start of the season. Back four of Fabian, Lorenz, Vitchen and Simmert. Simmert quickly becoming one of my favourites. He's coming on loan. Fantastic player. He's only 21-year-old Romanian. He's been outstanding. Midfield three of Kern, Vey and Kasonka. Kern fulfilling that under-20 role. And again, I don't know what we're going to do when he leaves or goes past the birthday, because it'll get very difficult. And then a front three of Svatmari, Kovacs and Pintas. Svatmari coming in on the left-hand side for Horvath, just giving him a little bit of a rest because he's played a lot of games. We did have one player disappear. He was in on loan. They called him back because he wasn't playing enough games. We did talk about him briefly. It was too hard to fit him in that front three. He liked to play in that kind of centre midfield, attacking midfield number 10 role. That's not really how we play, because when we've tried that in the past, we've conceded too many goals. So he's been recalled to his parent club. A bit unfortunate. It has brought the squad down a little bit, but again, I think we'll be all right. So without saying anything else, let's get straight into the game. It's always good when the players are happy once you've picked that squad. Sometimes they come in and have a little bit of dissension in the ranks. Let's take advantage of the home advantage and we'll get straight into the game. Free kick early on. Kovacs at the edge of the box. Can he break his goal drought? No, he can't. Yes, he can at the second attempt. So thankfully, after 6 games without scoring a goal, he's returned to goal scoring form, because I mean, he is prolific for us. He's our top scorer. Even though he hasn't scored for 6 games, he's our top scorer. And as you can see there, he's got the skills to finish. So a good start, 2 minutes in, 1-0 up. Again, let me know in the comment section how you think the save's going. Have you thought about starting Unemployed, seeing where the roads may take you? I have done it in England before. It gets a bit samey if you do it every year, so I thought I'd expand it to the European countries. And to be honest, it's quite good to see some of the other clubs around the world. As the ball goes into Kovacs, he's brought down by Pap, and it looks like a penalty. Is he going to step up and take it himself? No, it's Vey steps up and takes it. He slots it in the bottom left. Unusual that Kovacs didn't take it. He might be carrying a knock. I'll just wait to see if anything comes from that. So we see again the ball going into the bottom left-hand corner. Vey, who came in the summer, had to sit out and play a little bit second fiddle for a while, but he's really starting to grow into the squad as we push ourselves up to 3rd in the table. So 15 minutes in, game plan going well so far. Fabian with a throw down the left. Can we increase it? Out to Kasonka, and he's, wow, I mean, what a finish that is. As Kasonka rifles on into the top corner. Fabian with a throw to Svatmari. He cuts it back, plays it to Kasonka on the edge of the box. One touch to set it, and the second one puts it in the top corner. So yeah, I mean, what can we say? We've gone through a bit of a goal drought. We've gone through a lapse in goal scoring by Kovacs, and we've come out 20 minutes into the next game, and we're 3-0 up as Pinta breaks forward. That was a lapsadaisical pass in the middle. Zatamari's picked it up. He comes down the left. Again, he's not had so much game time with Horvath playing so well, as he cuts it inside to Kovacs, and he drills one home. So 4-0 up. Bank fading fast. And this is going to do wonders for our goal difference. Satmari down the left-hand side. Beats his man. Plays into Kovacs, who's come near post. And he just guides it into the far post with his left foot. So 4-0 up. And again, I don't really know what to say. We've not scored this many. I know we got some in the cup game. That was against lesser opposition. But this just shows how well our teams come with the transfers in the summer. Simmert hits one from range. Again, keeper does well to keep it out, but really dominating this as they get their first chance of the game. Hit the post. Kasonka gets a chance to clear it. Satmari to break, but it all fizzles out to nothing. And again, a good start to the episode. Let me know how you've got on with your Football Manager. Have you managed to get some high-scoring victories, or has it been very difficult this year? It's Kovacs with a free kick. Absolutely rifles it into the top corner for his hat-trick. So after the worries and woes of not scoring for 6 games, that one goes in off the crossbar. Absolutely wonderful free kick. 10 out of 10 match for Kovacs as we come into half-time. And I think there's nothing more to do really than to blood some young players towards the hour mark. Get some players rested. and then prepare ourselves for the second game. So 15 shots on goal, 9 on target, XG of 2.15, which for a 5-0 is putting us in good favour for them going in. So we get to the hour mark, and we'll just look who's tiring a little bit. I know Kearns had a rough ride, so if we get Lorentz off for Vajda as the under-20 player, that should allow us to take Kern off, get Ola on, and is there room to rest Kovacs for Nemeth, just so we've got him fresh for the next game. As Simmert breaks down the right hand side, back to Vey, Pinter to Simmert, playing the ball around really well now. Fabian down the left hand side, has to come deep to Lorentz, who's going to be coming off shortly, into Vision. Hear the olays from the crowd. Kovac had one more chance to get himself to number 4. He missed it, and we'll just see if we can get through the last half hour. I mean, it's good to get Vajda some play time because he's going to be the future. Ball out to Fabian. Another chance. His first ball wasn't great. Takes it himself. Switches onto his right foot and buries it in the bottom corner. So his first through ball there was cut out. Gets a second chance. Drives himself into the 18-yard box. Cuts back to his right foot. And then finds the far corner. So 6-0. 20 minutes still to go. I mean, in terms of a performance, I don't think we could have really asked for more than this. It's going to put us third in the table. We're going to have the January transfer window to look at strengthening if we can. And it's a fine line between bringing somebody new in to upset the apple cart, or whether we can get somebody to just push us towards that top 2 places. It'd be nice to come top for an automatic position, as Vey fires one home as well to put it 7-0. The icing on the cake. Biggest league win we've had in our career. Biggest league win for Budafok. Vey, who came in the summer, just starting to find his feet. Takes a bit of a deflection, which is unfortunate for the goalkeeper, but we're not going to complain about that, as the final whistle should be about to go. And yeah, so I mean, in terms of what we say in the dressing room, great performance, great victory. It didn't quite put us up to third because Niri Agaza have managed to get a victory, but it keeps us in 4th. I mean, we've got Ajka next. It would be nice if we could beat them just to pull away in that 4th spot, keep pace with the top teams. I mean, ZTE, they're already 12 points clear after 15 games. I can't see us catching them. However, Honved are within touching distance, so you never know. We can but dream. Let me know what you thought of that performance. Let me know if you would have done anything differently. And again, stay tuned and I'll bring us back for the second game of the episode. And welcome back for the second match of the episode, which is the second home game in the league against Ajka. Starting lineup largely the same, so we've got Gundel Takacs in goals. Back 4 of Fabian, Vision, Lorentz and Simmert, which is the same. Midfield 3 slight change, so we've got Kern, Kasonka and Ola. So we've got Ola coming in instead of Vey and swapping roles with Kasonka. And then a front 3 of Horvath, Kovacs and Pinter. Horvath coming in for Satamare. And that's again just to rest some legs as we move through the league games. That being said, let's get straight into it. Again, another positive reaction from the team in terms of the team selection. I'm hoping that our woes of player dissent and issues against the manager have gone. We seem to have come out the other side of that, and we'll get straight into the game. Now, if we could start the game like we did in the last one, that would be absolutely fantastic, but it's not often you always get really early goals. As the ball breaks to Horvath from the corner, and I don't know how he squeezed that in from there. I mean, we did alright from the corner itself. I thought Vissen was going to get a header. Pinter keeps it alive. Horvath drives to the touchline. I thought he was going to cross it, but he switches to his left foot, drives it in past the near post, and 1-0 up after 4 minutes. And that's the best way to start the game in some of these, because your morale picks up quite quickly and you seem to be able to build on it in terms of a performance. I know when you lose the first goal, it's quite hard to kind of build that morale back in. You can use club shouts, etc. to do it. Great save from Gundel Takacs and a good block to keep us 1-0 up. But Ajka building their way back into this game now as they get a corner. In it goes, headed clear. Chance to recycle. Keeper punches it away, but it looks like there was an offside in there. So 15 minutes gone. Steady in the 1-0 at the minute as it stands. We need to build on it, hopefully get to half time. It would be nice to get a second one on it. It would be nice if Kovacs could carry on some of his fine form as he rattles the post with a free kick. And he gets another one. He's just gone over the top of the bar, so he's finding his range. And as I said in the previous episode, I don't know how we're going to replace Kovacs when he finally does hang up his boots and retire, because he brings such a huge influence to this team. As Ash could break down the right hand side, in it comes. Keeper kind of lost the flight of the ball there. I don't know, when he came I thought if he doesn't grab it he's in trouble, and in the end they didn't even need to head it. It was a tap in with an open goal. So Vodka crosses it, Takacs comes, gets caught in the muddle of players, and Saka slips it into an empty net. So half an hour in, back on level pegging, but we really need to kind of pick up a bit of form. I'll save the shout till after the highlight because sometimes it gets a little bit buggy. Vishin into Kasonka down the right hand side with Simmer into Kovacs, and that is a lovely finish for 2-1. So Kovacs back on the score sheet for the second game in a row. Ball drilled into Kasonka, Simmer down the right hand side. I thought he was going to go down the right and play it in, but he went inside to Kovacs, a lovely little through ball, and he's just flicked it past the keeper into the left hand post. That restores a 2-1 lead. Still in 5th. I don't know how we dropped down to 5th. We should be, if anything, we should be higher than that. As we get into half time, 2-1 up. Fairly close game. I mean, in terms of XG, they're slightly ahead. Shots and shots on target are fairly even. Corners even. Possession, I mean, we've got a bulk of possession, which is probably what swings it in our favour, but certainly we need to come out, ideally get a third goal to put us 2 ahead. It'd be nice to be able to rest some players again as we get down the left hand side with Horvath into Ola. Horvath edge of the box, chance to shoot, and that's what he was doing. That's what got him ahead of Satmari. Is he's got this ability to turn in and just kind of run along that 18-yard box until he gets an opportunity, and then slot one past the keeper. So 3-1 up, 40 minutes to go, puts us in a really strong and positive position. I will keep an eye on it. I don't want to make any changes too early as Horvath swings in a corner. Pinter gets to recycle it to Horvath. In it goes, and Kovacs gets a tap in. So second goal in 4 minutes. I think it more hit him than he struck it. Let's have a quick look again. Again, good work down the right hand side. First corner wasn't great, but Horvath gets another chance, and instead of shooting this time he rolls it in, and it's kind of just hit him more than anything, Kovacs, but he'll take that all day long. But he's actually on for a potential second hat-trick in 2 games, which would be absolutely outstanding. So I'm not going to take him off. We've got a 3-goal safety net. No one's looking exceptionally tired. I mean, Pinter's a little bit. I might take him off and get a little bit of playtime to Soretto. I want to keep him fresh for kind of the squad makeup for the rest of the season. So there we go. 3rd place. Kind of gone past Honved. But there's a few other strange results going in. Right, so Kern's looking exceptionally tired. So if we're going to bring him off, we need to get Lorentz off for Vajda, and then Kern can come off for Bensve. And that keeps us with our under 20 player, which is quite difficult to swap around, especially if you don't have many really high class under 20s. But there we go, second goal of the game. So, I mean, that's what, 11 goals, only 1 against. So in terms of the 2 games we picked for this episode, shot shy Budafok have really turned on the style for this one. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. You've got to see plenty of goals. We're currently 4th in the table. Things are going pretty well. It's quite tight for points for that second place. I just think that first place is out of reach, if I'm honest. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. Stick a thumbs on it if you have. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell if you want to make sure you see all the episodes as they come out. We will play through probably till there's about the end of the transfer window. So I think when you look through the transfer window, we'll get through December. We'll get January's game 3. That's kind of when the transfer window sits. And we'll probably either come for Mosun Magyarava or Kazakvar for them 2 games. If not, we might just push on towards PEX and CFOC. and then the final episode of the season will be against the Meskenveden Bank. Thanks for watching. I'm enjoying it. It's been a brilliant save. It was rough at one time. We've kind of come through that. I know in terms of dynamics, we've actually got some support now, which is nice. And I'll play through games. I'm excited, and I'll see you next time. So take care. Bye-bye.